Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video we are going to cover the second tiebreak game played between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura at 2019 World Blitz Championship. After 21 rounds, both players scored 16.5 points and they played a tiebreak match. The first game ended up in a draw, and in this video we will take a quick look at the second game. So in this game, Magnus Carlsen was playing with the white pieces and he opened up with d4, to which Nakamura responded with knight f6, knight f3, d5, bishop f4. Carlsen goes for his favorite London system, and c5, a line which Kramnik also played against Carlsen during this tournament, but without a success. That was a game played in round 18. e3 by Carlsen, e6, knight bd2, bishop d6. Black is instantly getting rid of white's London bishop, and then we have d takes c5, queen takes c5, c4. Yes, exchanges followed one after another very quickly, and castling kingside by Nakamura. Rook c1. Already there can be a nasty discovered attack, that's why black moved back his queen. Queen e7. Carlsen castled kingside. White is leading in development, but of course there is nothing wrong with black's position. All in all, we have an equal game. And by the way, during the game, Vladimir Kramnik was in the commentator's room, and here is what he said. There is no advantage here for white, he meant when we are going for London system, but Magnus is having very good results here and somehow it fits him very well. And yes, the opening fits the world chess champion very well, and he's managing to squeeze maximum of the position. Rook d1, knight bd7, and Carlsen offered the exchange of light squared bishop, thus getting rid of black's fianchetted bishop, which could put pressure on white's kingside. Knight c5, and then we have the exchange of light squared bishops. The bishops are gone, and all we have is white and black cavalries. Knight e5, knight cd7, and Carlsen offered the exchange of queens, but strangely Nakamura rejected, playing queen a6, which is a somewhat awkward square for the queen. Accepting the exchange of queens or playing knight d5 is better, but in our game we have queen a6. Here Carlsen almost touched black knight on d7, but then changed his mind and after a short thought played knight c6. Of course in here Nakamura could capture on a2, but he first decided to make a prophylactic move. We have a cautious move by Nakamura, king h8, knight c4, and only then we have queen takes a2. And to black's queen takes a2, Carlsen answered with a hyper-aggressive g4 move. He's looking for double-edged positions, and the game is becoming very interesting. Knight c5 by Nakamura, knight d6, and knight b3, which is a mistake and is allowing white to gain advantage. Well, in here it was better to accept the second pawn sacrifice. If knight e7, then rook b8 or h6. All in all, we have an equal game. By the way, this rook b8 or h6 is important because after white's knight e7, the threat is queen a8. I'm just making a random move. Then you can go for queen takes a8, and to rook takes a8 you can answer with a picturesque checkmate. Truly beautiful, truly a beautiful one, right? Let's go back, but in our game after knight d6 we have knight b3 and rook c2 by Carlsen. Queen a4, this queen is really out of the game now. Nakamura would try to consolidate his position, but there is no way out. First we have rook c4, neutralizing any possible threats from the foreflank, and then after queen a4 we have g5. Carlsen is opening up the foreflank for the rook with a tempo by attacking black knight. Knight d7, and we have a nice attacking square for the rook with a devastating mating threat. Already it's hard to find a good continuation for black, and the engine even says that there is a forced mate in 10. A move which can prolong black's resistance is h6, but after g takes h6, there is not much black can do. The knight takes f7 will follow. In our game after rook h4, Nakamura played knight bc5, and knight takes f7 by Carlsen. Strangely, the world champion missed mate in 3. Can you find a mating line for white? Ready? Well, that's actually very simple. Rook takes h7, check is winning, and during the game I was actually surprised that the world champion didn't choose this line. Actually, everybody was surprised, but this is what happens when you're looking at the wrong direction. Carlsen was definitely so concentrated on this line, starting with knight takes f7, that overlooked rook takes h7. Rook takes f7 is forced by black, otherwise king g8 can be met with a checkmate, a similar checkmate we have already seen. We have rook takes f7, queen takes f7, queen e2, and rook takes d7. Queen takes d7, rook f8, and after this beautiful rook f4 move, Carlsen forced a resignation. Interestingly, in this position, rook f4 is the only winning move. Otherwise, if you move like f4, then black can give a perpetual check. And with this move, white is neutralizing all possible threats. If rook takes f4, then you can get checkmated. That's why after rook f4, Nakamura capitulated. And Magnus Carlsen won the 2019 World Blitz Championship as well. Congratulations to the world chess champion, who won countless tournaments, and during this year he stayed unbeaten in classical time control. In the end, a chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the mating line for white. A thematic puzzle where again we're going to target the pawn on h7, a hint for you. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you, feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.